Going to be a long duration event. On Saturday morning, some of us may be saying, hey, what storm? It's not here yet. Well, it's not supposed to be. As we get deeper into the day on Saturday, that's when it's really going to start to work in for a lot of us. But here's the issue. A hurricane on one day is bad enough, let alone the potential of it impacting us late Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even into Tuesday. That is the big issue, because that means two things: persistent winds, tropical storm or hurricane force for about 3 days, maybe a little bit more, and that means 3 to 4 days of tropical rain. So you get the idea with this system. A very slow mover. Really doesn't make a difference on the exact path of this. We have high concerns in Jamaica, so we are making those preparations. Now I want to show you the rain totals as well. So it's the duration of the winds and the duration of the rain, which will really stack up. Now, as this area is still disorganized, kind of a sloppy system, as it continues, a little glitch in the satellite, as it works its way to the north, it just feeds in that moisture. Our team on the ground has been letting me know parts of Haiti, we've already had that flooding around, and we've already had that in parts of the Dominican Republic. Heavy batches of rain continue to move in. The southern coast of Haiti, the peninsula, we can have tropical storm or hurricane force winds deeper into the weekend. So it's only going to get worse. Even as this area eventually moves its way toward Jamaica, the backside flow just persisted, bringing in over 300 millimeters of rain easily in some spots, especially along the southern coast of Haiti, watching over toward the Dominican Republic. Little enhancement as well of some of the rain in Puerto Rico. Now, in this video, I also want to talk about down the road as this makes a turn. What could that mean for the Cayman Islands, Cuba, the Bahamas, and the Turks and Caicos? So we're going to cover that. Now, here's the most likely path as it stands. This is right now as we work our way into tonight. This is how slow of a mover this is. Tomorrow and Saturday still sitting here, but with that, just pumping in heavier weather back toward Haiti. That is the concern. Again, you've been getting the word out. This is the critical time before the storm to spread the word. I appreciate you sharing this channel, no doubt, to get it out there. If you do subscribe, you'll get the notifications, because I'll put out some additional videos and you'll get those first. With that, I just want to get the word out about this. The rain is only going to be picking up in Haiti and even the Dominican Republic. And then eventually, as this works its way from Saturday into Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday, it could be sitting on top of or very close to Jamaica for, again, about maybe 3.5 to 4 days. That is a huge problem. As I mentioned, a big system moving by in a day, that's bad enough. This could be sitting there. Now, still a difference in some of the models, although the American model is starting to shift back to the west, and there are more signs that it is simply off because it is not reading the environment very well. Either way, if this were to move right into Haiti, the impacts, the big concern still is the rain, so it doesn't really change as far as what we do. We've been making the preparations best we can. We all have different means. We're trying to help each other. Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the rain, regardless of the track, the major and life-threatening situation. So watching out for that flood and mudslide potential. And then as we work our way back toward Jamaica, the European model, the one I'm leaning to, brings this in. And most of the models show this. So a big model difference, but most of the models show what the European model is showing: a hurricane, a strengthening hurricane on top of or near Jamaica for several days. Now, you can see here, we're going to see a lot of watches and warnings. We already have those. The watches that are out will be changing over to warnings, especially as we go over the next 24 hours. That is not a surprise. We're going to get warnings out of this as this moves closer. The track of it will take it just to the south of Jamaica or potentially in. Now, there will be differences as we go forward. If this moves into the west end of Jamaica, of course, that would increase the winds for everyone, the higher impacts. East end, if it moves into the east end, that would lessen some of the impacts in our western tier, and I'm still not sure about that. That's something we have to fine-tune together and just really go step by step as we go forward. So let me show you what I'm seeing, at least a first sample of what's going to happen. Now, Saturday is an interesting day in the sense that some of us may wake up to some sun. Some of us may be going all day and saying, hey, what storm? Where's this storm? Well, remember that Brian said this is a very slow mover. It is taking its time. But on Saturday, especially late on Saturday, the hurricane, should be a hurricane by then, will be approaching the eastern side of Jamaica. So the winds pick up upwards of about 60 to maybe 70 miles per hour with higher gusts, especially Saturday night. This is still still to the east. So again, western zones not as much, winds 35 to 40. Of course, with that said, the seas are going to be building. We know that they're going to be very aggressive. We'll already have some of the coastal flooding out ahead of all of this moving in. But you get a sample of some